what we talked about, first of all, was that the Islamic Republic of Iran has to have, of course, it has all these things, but they were just asking me what I thought, so I was putting out some type of priority. I said the first thing that the Islamic Republic has to have is a picture of where it wants to be in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. That means when you have a picture of what you want to be, you have now something to focus on. You have a stage, you have a platform that I want to look like this, or I want my marriage to look like that. I want my house. The only way you can build a proper house, right, is get a plan, put it together, and start putting that house together. What about your nation? What about your society? What about your country, right? So we said the first thing that we have to do, now I'm in Iran saying this, and they must have liked it. Here's why they must have liked it, because they put it on the front page of the newspaper. So they liked what we were saying. So what we said was, number one, the Islamic Republic has to have a picture of where it wants to be in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, in the next 30 years. Then they have to coordinate all the activities. Now, don't get me wrong, they're doing that. And I mean, they're doing it well. But they were asking me what I thought. So I said, this is what the first thing you need to do is have to know where you're going. Why am I here, right? So the first thing we said was that you have to have these type of goals. And then after you have the goals, where do we want to go? What do we want to look like? Then you have to organize a collect the people and educate and train the people to support that process, right? To support that process. Now, the Rahbar made a few talks a couple of times, and he talked about a type of person, and he called that type of person Jariyan Nafuzi. Now, you guys speak Persian, so you know it better than me. Huh? Do you know what it means?
Yes, Jariyan Nafuzi.
That's right. Oh, what does it mean? It means someone, a subversive type person, right? Sabotage, right? So the Rahbar was saying to the people.
Infiltration through.
Huh? Yeah, he was saying that, okay, I just want to finish this point. He said, now, the common person that causes fitna, they're not a problem. They're just common people with fitna. He says, but Jariyan Nafuzi has a purpose of being there, of sabotage, of misdirection, of causing the people to feel that we can't do it. Look, I'm telling you, the people of Iran, the people of the world looks at Iran and they say stuff like this. I'm talking about 10, 15 years ago. They say, if the government of America, did one of the things that it do to you, 10 things it's done y'all, if it did one of those, we'd be finished. They all say that. This thing about being an inspiration to the world, the Islamic Republic of Iran has captured it hands down. And then exported a revolution. Right now, every time somebody turns on the TV, anywhere in the world, right, they're going to see that Iran has stood up that against all righteousness, that Iran has stood up to the United States, at first all by itself. And now there's something I just want to mention. If you look at the world now, Iran is not alone anymore. Years ago, Iran and Iraq was fighting, right? Now they're unified, but people are spending billions of dollars trying to cause fitna between Iran and Iraq. And then, to make sure that they're unified, they killed two of the superior martyrs of our time together, one in Iran, one in Iraq, and millions of people. That old revivalist idea, you could hear it all over Iran and Iraq. And they took their bodies first to Najaf or Karbala. They took their bodies there together, their coffins there together, right? Then they took them to Iran together, and millions of people. I'm telling you, another thing. People was asking me years and years ago, it was 4,000 people, 4 million people, walking to Najaf and Karbala. We're doing our thing. But the last few years, it's been 20 million, 25 million, and some say more, but that's fine, that's fine. We'll stick with 20 million. 20 million people going to the same place with the same idea. Now, y'all might not have talked about it, but we said right here in this masjid years ago that they don't know what they got going on, right? But we do. We say they don't know what they got going on. But then when the big fitna happened last year, an assassination of our supreme martyrs, then everybody kind of got the feeling, yeah, Iran and Iraq, right together. Then Syria. You remember during the revolution, there was only one country in the world, especially the Arab country, that supported the Islamic Republic. It was Syria. It was Syria. But through Syria, all of a sudden you have Hezbollah, right? In 2006, who defeated the Zionists hands down with new combinations of warfare? It was the Hezbollah, right? And then if you look right now, they've been slaughtering cholera the people in Yemen. Unbelievable, the richest Arab country in the world, slaughtering the poorest country, Arab country in the world. Nobody said nothing. Where they get the weapons from? The United States, from Great Britain, right? And now the people have held out so long. That's the difference that the Islamic Republic have made around the world. The lesson is, hold on. Stickability, 95% is a stickability. You hold on and the West is going to crack. You hold on and the West is going to break. You hold on and the shaitan, big or small, is going to crack and weaken. You hold on with your faith. And the people, they bring in people from all over the Arab world to fight their wars up to this little, in Yemen. Everywhere. And Yemen is still there. And Yemen is stronger than when this thing got started. I'm telling you, the spread of the revolution, export of the revolution we used to call it, we thought it would be by passing out flyers and stuff like that. No. When the enemy came to try to break the back of the revolution in front of everybody, and the revolution survived, it began to win converts. The best dawah in the world is you, the survivability of the Islamic Republic of Iran. So I just have a quick message. I don't want to be here all day. Look, y'all got it going on in Iran. Don't worry about the, I don't have this, I don't have that. That's all right. Hey, in Iran, you have inspired the world. I'm telling you, the world is inspired. And Boss Man, where's Boss Man right now? They're laughing at the United States of America, the laughing stock of the world. Freedom and democracy, Where is it? In America, it ain't here. Everybody laughing at old Don. In fact, some of the people want it back because they can have some more fun laughing at that fool. Right? I'm telling you, some people say, bring him on back, man. Life is boring. We used to just, hey, man, that guy, I don't want to talk about liars, but he could lie so much they can't keep, the white folks can't keep up with his lies. Right? Mark America, you shouted it so loud and so long that America is dead. The invincibility of America is long gone. The power and prestige of America is long gone. The honor that America used to carry, no matter who it slaughtered, who it killed, whatever it did, this is America the great, America the good. It ain't that no more. It ain't that no more. Magbag America is real. And I want to salute the people of the Islamic Republic of Iran for holding on even now with this so-called, they won't loosen up on the so-called this. They say, you go first on what is it? JCPOA. You go first. They're the ones that walked out of the whole thing and they said, you got to go first or we're not going to go along with it. I'm telling you, them people is crazy. We salute, look, before, when we were sitting here over 40 years ago, we never even imagined a personality like Imam Khomeini to arrive on the scene. And he slipped up on the world. I'm telling you, all of a sudden, there he is. Who is that? There's an Ayatollah. What is an Ayatollah? What are you talking about? That man, he stuck. And man, he was there for us, and he never disappointed us. That's the thing you got to remember about Imam Khomeini. All the other revolutions that they had, they picked this guy, Big Black John, and he's going to save the world, and he get in there and steal all the money and start whooping everybody. Everybody did that. Look all over Africa and Asia. Everybody turned on the people that put them in there and started whipping them and stealing their money and killing them. Some just slaughtering them down. But not in Iran. Imam Khomeini was this type of personality. When you talking about mukhlis and when you talk about cleanliness and what have you, and purity of faith and iman, this was Imam Khomeini. And now I'm going to say something about the Rahbar real quick. Now I know, I'm just going to say it. The Rahbar is on time and in time. And we watched over 30 years ago, 32 now, when he came. Can you imagine? He's been in there for 32 years. Can you imagine the growth? Can you imagine the evolution? You got to remember, Imam Khomeini didn't lead that, and his leadership was different. He had participated in the cause of the revolution, but everybody was young. He didn't want everybody. Think about his style. He didn't get involved in a lot of that stuff. Why? Because he wanted the people to learn how to get along, and they did. Don't worry about the fitna you're talking about now. That ain't nothing. When you look around the world, there's corruption in Iran. Well, if you got 100%, 80% in Africa, 95% over there, you got 15% in Iran. You on a roll. Talking about corruption here, they don't steal some of the money, they steal all the money. Right? And don't talk about Africa. I'm an African, so I feel free to say it. You can see one of them African leaders riding down the street in what we used to call a Grand 600. That was on them long Mercedes with the two back seats and the two windows up down top. They see a little baby getting ready to put a little piece of candy in his mouth. They'll stop and snatch it out of his hand. Give it, you don't need nothing. You're overfed now, look at you. I'm telling you, that's what we ate. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's getting a little better now. But I'm telling you, Imam Khomeini he set the style for leadership. And the Rahbar is following right in his footsteps. And the Rahbar is on an evolutionary path. And the Rahbar, for a long time, I don't say he was there a lot by himself. He had a good crew. But a lot of the things he had to initiate, and nobody gave him this position. He had to earn it. Yeah, he had the position. I remember Rafsanjani said, I heard Imam Khomeini say that. And so it was in 89. Now remember, when he said Ali Khamenei, the Rahbar said, I don't want this job. I don't want this. No. He said, well, you got to take it. And at first, who is this guy? He's not even an Ayatollah yet, so he got a quick Ayatollahship, and and they complain. Even friends of mine complain. Kali, I ain't gonna mention no names, all them guys, They're actually friends of mine, but so look what happened. The Rahbar, over this period of time, he has became the Rahbar. Not in title only, but now in reality. He's helped lead the Islamic Republic for over 31, 32 years now, maybe 33 years, right? He's led it. He's led it with honor, right? With honor, with prestige. I'm telling you, they got people running around here talking about no Velayat Faqih. We're pro-Velayat Faqih. We're 100% for Velayat Faqih. And I want you to look around the world. The people of Afghanistan, are they fraidy cats? They can't fight, they don't want to fight? Yes, they can fight. But they don't have Velayat Faqih. Right? The people of Pakistan are good people. They have many good trends going on in Pakistan. They don't have Velayat Faqih, right? And if you look around the world about what people have and what people don't have, the Muslims do not have Velayat Faqih. I don't care where you look, whether it's Syria or wherever, but in Syria, in Lebanon, and Yemen, they're getting the ability to cooperate with Velayat Faqih. Remember, Iran was all by itself. For all of those years, Iran had to do this by itself. But now, we call it the strategic alliance. Iran, Iraq, Syria, even Russia, right? Yemen creeping in the door. Just stand back. Everybody's going to come that way because they love stability. But here's the advice I want to give. The people of Iran, let's call it the leadership, have to have taqwa. They have to be kind of like a mukhlis. Why? Because whether it's the people of Afghanistan, whether it's the people of Yemen, when they get under your, not domination, but they like what you're doing and you like them, right? You have to treat them with respect and cordiality. You don't want to take, advantage. So you have to have a high standard of leadership. Just like our top people, top of the line. You can't find nobody anywhere in the world that has the character, the characteristics, and the kindness and the discipline, but self-control and what have you, that the Rahbar has. That the Rahbar has. I'm telling you, we got it going on. What we have to do now is support it more. I just want to say something that's a little touchy. When the Quran will say, Atiullah atiya Rasul, wala tanazzahu, fall into no disputes. Around the Muslim world, even amongst Ahlul Bayt, there are people that are not for Walayati Faqih. Is it new? Absolutely not. Most of the people who wasn't for Walayati Faqih, when Imam Khomeini was in Najaf, right? They wrote books, Kutub ad-Dalala, wala-dalin, misguided books, right? And what was in that? This book on Islam and revolution, right? That was the top book on, So I'm telling you, this is a time Allah, look, brothers and sisters, Allah had handed the Islamic revolution a full package of global respect. Yeah, we heard a little bit. We have a little bit of needs here and there, but we can stick with it. If you think you got problems, you come here to America. If you think you got isolation and people trying to mess your life up, you come here to this masjid and you be a Negro in America and you talking about, they got Imam Khomeini's picture up there in the rock bar, right? You showing up on the front page in an Iranian newspaper and you see you want to get treated funny, you try this. I'm telling you, you talking all that talk about how sad you are, how bad life is. You try this, buddy, and see what they do. And Don just left, and the rest of them ain't no different. Right, you come strolling in the airport from Iran with this in your, what is that? Oh, that's me. Who are those people? Right, let's see. Who are those people? I said, oh, that's the brother there. That's me. That's the brother. Oh, there's Sudanese, there's Palestinians over there. This is the rock bar, and this is me. Look at that big grin on my face. You know, they got Negroes say that I don't know, they said something about the smile. You remember the Negroes back there in California? They were saying something about, I said, no, that's a normal smile. That's a good, healthy smile. You bring it to the airport, you talking so bad? Yeah, you with yourself, which is the Pakistani stuff or Arab stuff, or a Negro stuff, anybody. Stroll to the airport, ain't nobody never did it before with you and the rock bar. And see what happened to you. You could